Thailand is famous for its transgender community, often called kathoey. Their visibility is woven into the country's global image, on television, on stage, in beauty pageants, and in tourist districts where neon lights promise spectacle. But fame does not mean acceptance. Behind the surface-level tolerance lies a quieter reality shaped by exclusion. Many kathoey face discrimination early in life, sometimes beginning at home, where families struggle to reconcile love with shame or fear. At school, bullying and rigid gender expectations push many to the margins. In the job market, doors close quickly. Employers may smile politely, then never call back. So the question becomes unavoidable. Where do they go when mainstream society refuses to make room for them? For many, the answer is tourism hubs and nightlife districts, places where difference is not only tolerated but profitable. In these spaces, performance becomes both expression and survival.
Sexy, that's all I do. If you need a bad bitch, let me call up you.
Islands like Koh Tao, sometimes jokingly nicknamed Kathoey, have developed reputations as sanctuaries of sorts. Tourists arrive expecting paradise, white sand, clear water, and vibrant nights. They pack into cabaret venues, applauding as kathoey performers dance, lip-sync, joke, and command the stage with confidence and polish. From the audience, it looks like freedom, colorful costumes, laughter, beauty without apology, yet behind the glamour is struggle. Research consistently shows that nearly half of the transgender sex workers in Thailand enter nightlife work not out of choice, but because no other employment would accept them. Some begin far too young, pushed by poverty, family pressure, or the simple need to survive. And when foreign men arrive carrying fantasies shaped by stereotypes of the exotic, the imbalance of power becomes a weapon, economic, racial, and gendered all at once. Still, this is not a single story of victimhood. Thailand's kathoey community also contains figures of extraordinary agency, ambitions, and success. One of the most internationally recognized is poetry Hijra. Long before becoming a global beauty icon, she began as a model and performer in Bangkok, her image carefully crafted and publicly quantified, her striking 171-centimeter frame carrying just 48 kilograms, proportions that would later make her a beauty icon. Yet behind those numbers is a deeply personal journey. I grew up with a girl's heart in a boy's body, she has said.
I think that to want a sex change, we must be crazy or disabled. But it's the opposite. Changing gender makes us complete beings.
Describing an inner certainty that eventually led her to undergo sex reassignment surgery. In Thai culture, the word kathoey does not describe a single identity. It refers to a spectrum. Trans women who have undergone surgery, others who have not, and gender non-conforming people who move fluidly between masculine and feminine expression. The term carries social, cultural, and even spiritual weight, shaped by Buddhist ideas of karma, rebirth, and moral consequence. These beliefs cut both ways. In some interpretations, kathoey are seen as cursed, paying for actions in past lives. In others, they are viewed with a strange mix of pity and fascination, their presence accepted as part of the natural order. This tension becomes visible in public life. In central Bangkok, Kop, a male-presenting kathoey, is elected mayor of Wat Pathum Wanaram. On any given day, Kop may appear in makeup and feminine clothing while overseeing flood responses, setting up roadblocks, or managing municipal services. Her authority is rarely questioned. The contradiction is striking. A society that resists granting full equality, yet allows visible gender nonconformity to coexist with power and respect. Nowhere is this contradiction more apparent than in the Miss International Queen pageant. What began as a beauty contest has become a national spectacle, broadcast widely and followed obsessively. Contestants train for months, sometimes years, refining posture, voice, movement, and confidence. Sammy, a Thai contestant preparing for Miss International Queen 2011, pushes herself relentlessly, aware that competing on home soil brings both advantage and pressure. Winning is not just personal. It is symbolic, a confirmation of Thailand's image as the world's most visible stage for transgender beauty. That stage is global. Contestants arrive from around 20 countries, each bringing costumes that blend national identity with performance art. For some, Thailand feels like liberation, a place where they can walk openly, compete publicly, and be celebrated rather than hidden. For others, the celebration feels fragile, shadowed by the fear that visibility slides too easily into commodification, that admiration turns into consumption. The applause is loud, but it is not always protective. The ethical questions become sharper when youth enter the picture. In Thailand's northeastern Assam region, Kempeng Middle School formally recognized a third gender. Toilets are designated for kathoey students, an attempt to reduce harassment and violence. It is a rare institutional acknowledgement, but it also exposes how early these identities become politicized. Tem is 13 and already preparing to begin hormone treatment. Pills and injections are accessible without prescription, widely available and inexpensive. For some, this access is life-saving. For others, it is dangerous. Parents navigate a narrow line between pride and fear, wanting to protect their children while worrying about irreversible decisions, social stigma, and long-term health. In rural families especially, the tension between traditional expectations and modern visibility can fracture relationships. Medical infrastructure reflects the same extremes. Bangkok is home to world-renowned clinics offering comprehensive gender-affirming surgeries at premium prices. At clinics like Dr. Kamal's, international patients are welcomed with hotel-level hospitality and detailed consultations. A Japanese patient arrives for genital reconstruction, reassured by Thailand's reputation as a global leader in transgender surgery. At the same time, cheaper clinics operate in the shadows of the same city, offering rapid, minimal, and sometimes unsafe procedures. Dr. Thep's clinic is known for performing thousands of low-cost operations, attracting patients who cannot afford better care. Some leave satisfied, grateful for access they could never find elsewhere. Others report infections, loss of sexual function, or long-term complications they were never warned about. Informed consent becomes a blurry concept when desperation meets affordability. Meanwhile, television continues to glamorize the kathoey life. Comedy shows, dramas, and variety programs turn gender variance into entertainment, often flattening complexity into humor or spectacle. Critics warn that early hormone use and sensationalized fame encourage risk without protection. Supporters counter that visibility creates opportunity, that recognition is the first step toward rights, dignity, and stable employment beyond nightlife and performance. As the finale of Miss International Queen 2011 approaches, the contradictions converge. Thailand presents itself as a cultural stage where gender identity becomes a national symbol, progressive, tolerant, dazzling. The lights rise, the crowd cheers, and a winner is crowned. But outside the theater, many kathoey return to lives shaped by uncertainty, economic vulnerability, and quiet resilience. Not every story here is tragic. Some performers build lasting careers. Some find a community that feels like family. Some find pride powerful enough to outweigh rejection. Yet many still suffer silently because the world loves to watch them, but rarely protects them. And any honest documentary must sit with that discomfort, refusing caricature, insisting on humanity, and recognizing that behind every performance is a life navigating beauty, risk, and survival at the same time.